Good evening, my brothers and sisters. Welcome again to today's news update. In this program, we will look at three important stories shaping South Sudan right now. First, SPLM-IO reject the suspension and persecution of Dr. Machar. Second, we look at the devastating flood in Fangak County that have left thousands of families displaced. And thirdly, we will hear from Consul General Sarah Peter Nyot, who is calling for national development to go beyond road and building, also focus on women rights and social progress. Please stay with me until the end and don't forget to subscribe and share this channel for more updates. The Sudan People Liberation Movement in opposition, SPLM-IO, rejected the suspension and planned trial of its leader, first by President Dr. Riek Machar. On September 12, SPLM-IO spokesperson Paul Maideng spoke to Radio Tamazuj and said the charges against Machar were politically motivated and violated the 2018 peace agreement. Just one day earlier, Justice Minister Dr. Joseph Gang Akech announced that Dr. Riek Machar and 7 other SPLM-IO members had been charged with murder, treason, and crime against humanity. The charges are linked to Dr. Machar, Machar on March attack on a military base in Nasser, Apenal, which lay more than 250 soldiers dead. The government alleged that the Norway Army militia under Dr. Machar command carried out the attack. Later, President Salva Kiir Mayardit announced on national television that he had suspended Machar from his position. Since March 26, Machar has been under house arrest, something many observers said is part of the long power struggle between him and Kiir. The reason why the Norway Army fought with the SSPDF was a disagreement that should be solved, where the Norway Army requested Kiir Mayardit to replace the SSPDF with National Army or Unified Force, which Kiir Mayardit did not respond. Instead, Kiir sent Johnson Ulun and Kwang Shorale to Apenal to disarm the Norway Army, which the Norway Army respond with attacking the SSPDF base in Nasser, and this was what led to the arrest of Dr. Machar. Paul Maideng described the move as a kangaroo court, meaning it is not a really legal process, but a political show. He said the government's action go against the peace deal. We clearly state that serious crime should be handled by a hybrid court supported by the African Union, not by South Sudan National Court. This sham trial humiliate our members and risk destroying the peace process completely, Palmai stated. When asked if SPLM-IO would send lawyer to the trial, he said they would not because the court has no legal or moral authority. Palmai also called on IGAD, Intergovernmental Authority and Development, and the African Union and the wider international community to work quickly to save the peace agreement from collapse. Brothers and sisters, here is my thought. When peace agreements are broken, it is not the politician who suffer, it is the people. If leaders cannot respect their own signatures on agreement, then how can the people trust in peace? I believe dialogue and fair judgment are the only way forward. Justice must never be political. On our second top story, devastating flood in Fangak County, let us now turn to another important story. On September 11, presidential envoy for special program Adut Selpakir met with lawmakers from Fangak County in Jonglei State. According to the report, on September 11, presidential envoy for special program Adut Selpakir Mayardit met with lawmakers from Fangak County, and this is where he met with Fangak lawmaker in Jonglei State to discuss the severe flood affecting thousands of families. The delegation was led by Member of Parliament James Cook. They explained to Envoy Adut that flood has submerged most area near the river. Town and villages like Old Fangak, Wanglil, Kwimdong, Wishmon, and Nyalwal are now underwater. The lawmakers say The people in Fangak have been living under flood water for nearly 5 years, but this year the disaster is much worse. Thousands are now displaced without food, home, or healthy services. The legislator asking for urgent government action to save life. Envoy Adut Salpakir admit that the crisis is very serious. She said his office is aware of the suffering of the Fangak people and is committed to supporting relief effort. But for now, many families remain stranded in flood areas, waiting for food, shelter, and medical help. This news is very painful. While politicians argue about power, ordinary people are losing home and sleeping in water. Peace cannot be real if families are hungry and homeless. I want to say clearly, the people of Fangak need urgent help today, not tomorrow. Leaders must show love for their people by acting quickly. Now let us move to another important topic. Consul General Sarah Peter Nyot from the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs has called on South Sudan to think about development in a bigger way. On Thursday, September 11, during a meeting with the National Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, she said that development is not only about road, bridge, and building. True national development must also include social progress and respect for women. She said clearly, for a nation to be truly successful, it has to respect women. During the meeting, the Minister of Gender encouraged advocates to focus on fully implementing the Beijing Convention on Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women. They also stressed the need to work with the Committee on the Elimination of Discrimination against women, so that South Sudan plan fit into global gender 2030 agenda for sustainable development. This program is being supported by UN Women, and its goal is to make sure that women in South Sudan enjoy the same right and freedom as men. Why this matter? Here, this message is very important. Women are half of our society. Without women, there's no family, no future, and no progress. But too often, women's rights are ignored and their voices are silenced. By protecting women and giving them equal chances in education, job, and leadership, South Sudan can move forward as a strong nation. Here is my thought: a nation that does not respect its women cannot claim to be strong. If we want peace and development, we must protect women's rights and give them opportunities to change. Women are the backbone of families and communities. Their progress is South Sudan's progress. So, my dear brothers and sisters, today we covered 3 major stories. SPLM-IO reject the suspension and trial of Dr. Machar, calling it illegal and political. Number 2, thousands of families in Fangak County are suffering under flood and need urgent government support. Number 3, Consul General Sarah Peter Nyot called for South Sudan development to go beyond infrastructure and also focus on women's rights and social progress. All these stories point to one truth: South Sudan cannot move forward with division, neglect, or injustice within South Sudan. We need peace, unity, and care for our people, men and women, leaders and citizens alike. My final word is this: justice without fairness is not justice. Peace without action is not peace. Development without women is not development. Let us stand together for South Sudan, where all people can live with dignity. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe and share this channel so that our voices for peace and justice can reach more people. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.